Hello and welcome to Fast Running Club. In this video, we're going to talk about the heart rate when you're running. Now, there's two aspects I'm going to cover. First is to do with sprinting. And if you're sprinting the 100 meters or 200 meters, maybe even up to the 400 meters, your average heart rate is probably going to fall between 140 to 160 beats per minute. However, you're doing it for a certain amount of time. If you're doing the 100 meters, you're probably going to be running anywhere from 10 seconds at the more elite level, maybe around 20 seconds, it just depends on your ability. But your heart rate will probably fall between 140 to 160 beats per minute, just based on the intensity of how you're running. If you're doing the 200 meters, you're probably going to be running, depending on your level, anywhere from 20 to 21 seconds up to 40 seconds for the 200 meters. But again, your heart rate is probably going to fall between the 140 to maybe even the 170 beats per minute range, just depending on your body's ability. And for the 400 meters, it's probably going to fall around that range as well. Maybe it might get up to 180, depending on how intense you're running, but probably around the 170 or 160 to 170 mark. And that's for a race that will probably take anywhere from 45 seconds at the more elite level to maybe a minute and a half, even 2 minutes for the average person. If you're going to be doing it longer, like for 800 meters or like kilometer runs, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 5, 10 marathons, etc., then you're going to need to strategize with your heart rate, because your heart rate will demand more oxygen and your body will demand more energy. So you need to consider how you're going to pace yourself, because you don't want to run out of breath and run out of energy while you're running. And you also want to know what your body can handle. Work out what your benchmark is. Your body might only be able to handle 120 beats per minute at the intense level until you start building up your stamina and you start incorporating some training systems like tempo running, conditioning your body to run for longer amounts of time for different types of intensity. So you might be doing fartlek training, or you might be doing HIIT training, high intensity intervals or interval training, to help condition your body to handle that type of intensity, and thus your heart rate will adjust to being able to handle those intensities as well. When you're running longer distances, will probably fall between 150 to 180. If you're running really intensely, maybe up to 190. And you want to try to keep it in a safe range. So the safe range is probably around 140 to 170. Above that, you just want to err on the side of caution, but just make sure you know how your body works and how it operates. Training, you want to see how you can maintain that heart rate over a certain amount of time. So what I used to do when I was training was I'd look at what my average tempo was for the interval I was running. So if it was 250 meters or if it was 1 kilometer or 1,000 meters, then I would always check my heart rate to see what that range would be. And then I could adjust my running accordingly and adjust my breathing, adjust my cadence and tempo. And then that way I could build it up so then I could run comfortably. And then when I knew I needed to, I could increase my running speed. And as I increase my running speed, I could run a faster time. That's just something that you should keep in mind if you're looking to improve and get faster. Keep in mind with your heart rate and your breathing and how they're interlinked and how that also works with your body's conditioning. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.